Hello once again. Welcome back to another Haphazard recording where I'm screen scrolling on my Facebook page with my son's band Fat Starfish. And I wanted to bring up last evening, now just give you an idea of how much of an expositionist I actually am as a YouTuber. I could have used my phone to videotape this whole evening last night. This is Michelle Rundgren of the Intoxicats. She has a band that... it's called the Intoxicats. I put on a great show, and she's a super person, and I had time to talk with her. Todd Rundgren's wife, Michelle. At any rate, my comment here is that, of course, they're a great band, the Intoxicats. Want to do a little advertising for them. Also, I could have used last evening to, tape it all and post it in my... on my YouTube channel and all the encounters that I have. So I'm not that much of an expositionist, and not as much as you might think as a YouTube poster. And these places where I live, I don't actually, that isn't fact, just for your information. I tried to change that, never could, so I just gave up on it. So anyway, come to my Facebook page, friend, like, and friend me. That's great. And this is a great band, the Intoxicats, Michelle Rundgren. We had a great time with the band, and I'm looking forward to running into the family once again. We have family issues and matters that I do not expose on my YouTube channel, FYI. Love ya! But this was the end of my tour, my European tour, and I was spending all of the hundreds of millions of dollars that I got from YouTube, this YouTube channel, and all the popularity and fame that I have. I'm just meeting all these stars. And so let's get on with today's production, and I hope you enjoy it, and maybe I don't. And so talk to you. Welcome back to another exposition of the people that watch me and leave comments for me and with me and in my channel of things that are curious in our universe. And I have to admit, I have had such massive amounts of success in my YouTube channel that it's been difficult to spend all the money that I'm making. All the gifts, all these gifts I've been getting, thank you for all of these. I really appreciate that. Please stop sending money. I've got way too much now. And so I'd like to go through the comments here, but I wanted to explain and mention that I've been out spending the hundreds of millions of dollars that you've sent me in my YouTube channel. Thank you, Laura, for your donations. And wanted to mention a few things. Today I'm going to be covering some of the details of the deepest holes that were ever dug in our strange place of existence, the deepest holes, and also the largest burial mounds and how that compares to the Kardashians. So, no, I'm not going to go through the Kardashians. We'll see. At any rate, thanks for joining, and feel free to check out all of my videos. And even though my watches and this and that's are down, I don't mind. I don't care about that. I care about having some fun, showing some details in different curious areas of our lives. So feel free to check out my other videos. Here's a list of them. And I'm going to be releasing a bunch that are on holds. Notice private. I've got this one private and this one private because of subject matter and the fact that it really shows my face too much. So let's get into the deepest holes ever dug. And now within this narrative or detailed essay, I'm going to show you the deepest hole, which is right here. This is the absolutely deepest hole humanity has ever dug. It is 9 inches in diameter. However, it has gone down an unmatched 7.5 miles in depth. It started in 1970 by Russian scientists on the Kola Peninsula of Russia. Immediately became the deepest hole in the world, deeper than even the deepest part of the ocean, after about 20 years of digging and experimentation. The 356 Fahrenheit temperature at that depth, however, made it impossible for tools to keep going. The site has been abandoned since 2008, and the hole bolted shut, so nothing can get in or out, for that matter. So let's not forget that. And now we come to the Bingham Canyon mine in Utah. Over 100 years old, the largest copper mine includes a 2.5-mile wide pit in the Oquirrh Mountains southwest of Salt Lake City, Utah. Considered the largest man-made excavation, the mine depths nearly 3/4 of a mile down and covers 1,900 acres. Holy guacamole! Somebody hand me a chip. First started in 1906, the mine is still open. I'm going there. It's still open. What if they have but that hasn't kept it from being named a historic landmark, with a visitor center for folks who want to come and gawk. You just go to gawk. I suppose it's a big hole. Look at the hole! So that's fun. And now we come to the Kimberley diamond mine in Africa. This obviously is an image of the Kimberley. I mean, it's curious how this hole... check this out. All right, pardon the screen jump. This is my computer jumping around now. I'll try to hold it back. Stop. Located in Africa, known as one of the largest handmade holes in the world. The Big Hole actually started as a bit of a hill. We're going to have to go and take a look at the Big Hole. But anyway, with more than 50,000 miners picking away into the soil, starting in 1866, the Kimberley diamond mine sunk more than 700 feet and expanded over 1,500 feet in width. By 1914, more than 6,000 pounds of diamond were pulled from what is still understandably a tourist destination. Curious mention here, we're going to go into the Google Earth of this, but in one little spot, here, let's get into it. Now, the point I wanted to bring up was that is within all of this space, as you can see here on a little marble earth. It's cool the way the provinces are all drawn in here. The skull of Africa, you might say. In all of this space, I was investigating in this, the jawline? Kimberley, a hole in one little spot. Now, in all of this space, once again, when I zoom down into Kimberley, South Africa, right here where this hole that you were just looking at is located, you have to consider once again that this little teeny itsy-bitsy hole in relation to what we were just looking at a moment ago, a hole or a variety of holes, as shown here, there were 6,000 pounds of diamonds in one little spot, like say there, for instance, in this big hole. In that one little spot there was 6,000 diamonds, but now if I zoom back, maybe it was all these spots, but as I zoom back once again, the consideration is 6,000 of them in that teeny itsy bitsy little spot. Why not over here? Why not over here? Why not over, I mean, that's just the thing. 6,000 pounds in that one itsy bitsy little speck of a hole in all of this space. It just makes one wonder. Now, also in Russia, there are some huge deposits, apparently, of diamonds that we can look up here as well. And the consideration is just in these little pin speck areas, there are thousands of pounds. That's just all I'm thinking at this point, as a curiosity. Point made. And so that is a curious detail. Now here we have the Diavik diamond mine in Canada, which we will pop up and take a look. And it's actually got a video here. One of the newer holes on the list of the Diavik diamond mine opened in 2003 and has reached deeper than 600 feet in the Canadian Arctic. Located in the East Islands of De Lac, Grass, Northeast, Yellowknife, the mine is accessible only by plane. Now, doesn't it make you curious that the diamonds are just located in these specific little spots? Why can't you go 50 miles one way or the other? Just a curiosity. There's a gravel runway big enough for a Boeing 737 and an ice road. And that's only if the weather is good enough. The mine yields 3,000 annually annually. So it just keeps pushing out them diamonds. Them diamonds just keep popping out of there. So we're going to have to take a look at this video, brief look on YouTube. And once again, I do not like to mirror other people's work, and so I will keep the volume down but the information up. And let's just take a quick look at this. I'll just pop this out here. And the Diavik Diamond Mine is in North Slav region of the Northwest Territories, Canada, about 300 kilometers, or 190 miles north of Yellowknife. I have investigated Yellowknife in the past. It has become an important part of the regional economy, employing 700, grossing, 100 million in sales annually, I suppose, and producing approximately 7.5 million carats, or 3 point. Wow. So there you go. Once again, my curiosity has not been answered. Why there are just spots here and there of diamonds. Yes? No? Why? I suppose it just makes me very curious. Now here we have the Berkeley Pit in Montana. Berkeley Pit, and open since 1955 as a way to mine copper in Butte, Montana. And Berkeley Pit grew into a depth of 1,700 feet before it closed down in 1982. Since that time, the pit has filled with over 700 feet of groundwater and rain, and these are the biggest holes that have ever been dug in the Berkeley Pit in Butte, Montana. Lots of Butte. Very nice. But the depth of the mine in itself is 1,700 feet. 1,700 feet. And, combined with the heavy machine chemicals prior to the mining operation, the water was turned highly acidic. Measures are taken to keep birds out of the water ever since snow geese died inside the mile-long and a half. All right. So 1.342 bird flock of snow geese died inside of the mile-long, half-mile-wide pit in the 90s. Oh, that's sad. Very sad indeed. All right. Take a look at this one here. In Russia, we have the Mirny mine in Russia, known as Stalin's diamond mine. There are claims that the winds around Siberia's Mirny mine sucks unsuspecting helicopters. I'm just an unsuspecting helicopter just passing by. Whoops! Sucks it into its 1,700-foot depth pit swirl. But even though those rumors aside, the diamond mine that began in 1955 remains fully off limits. Now there you have it. Deep enough to hold a 150-story skyscraper inside, or 10 million coffee cups, or 150,000 bathtubs. Stalin Diamond Mine stretches 3,900 feet across and is one of the largest excavated pits aside from Stalin's wife. And then, even though the work was open to and has been ceased, Russia still mines underground in the site. Well, of course, if you get diamonds, take them. I mean, what are you going to store? Well, I guess, Stalin's dead, so we're going to quit taking diamonds. What? Okay. And that's always been, through this entire essay so far, it's like, it seems to me there would be diamonds pretty much everywhere because of the way the Earth spreads things out. Now, it's just, I don't quite get it. Now, here's one in Antarctica. Well, this is just the deepest holes. Why can't I dig in my backyard? Ice Cube Neutrino Observatory in Antarctica. Neutrinos. Okay. Whatever you neutrinos say. That's to the thanks to the University of Wisconsin, the Emerson Scott South Pole Expedition Station in Antarctica has 86 cables that reach beneath the ice, supporting 60 digital optical modules that relay data from the depths of the surface of the mounds and blah, 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 blah. And the surface is a long ways away. Well, thanks for telling me that. The modules hang at the depth starting at 4,750 feet, all the way down to over 8,000 feet or 1.5 miles. Holy guacamole. It took nearly 7 years to drill holes for the cable. Done in the southern hemisphere's summer. So you're just drilling for 6 months out of the year. I'm not sure what that meant precisely. It took 7 years to drill holes for the cables, done in the southern hemisphere's summer, and within a 25,000-pound hot water hose that melted roughly 200,000 gallons of water per hole, or 500,000 bathtubs, or 10 billion coffee cups. The way that things are related to, I find great curiosity and humor, as I have just mentioned in my commentary. Now, pardon the screen flipping and flashing. This is due to the page itself, which I'm about to eliminate. Thank the Lord. And take a look at where diamonds are found in alluvial deposits, found in shorelines. You find them just sitting on the ground. I mean, some kids a year ago up in Minnesota found some in a sandbox, diamonds, like $20,000 pieces. So, yeah, they tend to surface. We tend to find them. I think it's curious in these holes that we drill, or don't drill. You're not digging in your backyard, and neither am I. And if you're living in Australia or Japan or China or Russia, I highly doubt you're out there with a backhoe digging a hole in your backyard to look for stuff. But I think diamonds are everywhere and a girl's best friend. Now, as we investigate diamonds and diamond in itself, there's a lot that we do know about it. This isn't exactly... We're not going to go through all of this information. However, the location of diamonds is my primary objective. And you find this pressures found deep in the earth, hardest found, etc., etc. Now, as we show, or as it's shown here, the arrangements of etc. and so forth, and the composition of diamonds. Most natural diamonds have ages between 20 billion trillion years old, and all of that hokum and phooey. But the thing is, where they come from and how they're found is what is important. And so the timeline factors that are placed for diamonds, I would prefer not to go into, but how they are actually brought to the surface through volcanic eruptions, igneous rocks, kimberlites, which are sometimes contain diamonds, named after known Kimberley in South Africa. Kimberlites, there you go, named after Kimberley, which we were just looking at. And so the locations of diamonds and finding the diamonds in which areas, pretty much this shows that they can be found wherever volcanic eruptions have occurred. Diamonds could be located. All right, and so these types of rocks, lamproites and kimberlites, named after the town of Kimberley in South Africa, which discovers an 83-carat diamond. Oh, man. I'll take a couple of those in my front lawn as ornaments. However, that's a little bit of information on the location, the material properties of diamonds, the thermodynamics of diamonds, the crystalline structure, the crystal habit. I'm actually looking for the mechanical properties and hardness on the Mohs scale. I'm looking for the locality, or how they're commonly excavated. Here we go. Geology. Diamonds are extremely rare with concentrations at most parts per billion in source rock. At most parts per billion in source rock. Before the 20th century, most diamonds were found in alluvial deposits. And of course, that is a water deposit, deposits left by streams. And there's an example. And so it seems to me that diamonds are actually pretty much everywhere, and we're led to believe that they are ancient shorelines. you can find diamonds. Well, where are their ancient shorelines? Isn't that pretty much everywhere? Found in glacial till. And, this is sedimentary deposits, alluvial deposits by water, this stuff. And so most diamonds come from the Earth's mantle. This section discusses the diamonds, high-pressure metamorphism, nanodiamonds, etc. So I suppose my main point here is that the surface distribution, diamonds are far from evenly distributed over the Earth. A rule of thumb known as Clifford's rule states that they are almost always found in kimberlites on the oldest part of cratons. And now, as you can see here, a craton is an old and stable part of the continental lithosphere, which contains of the Earth's two topmost layers, the crust and the uppermost mantle, having often survived cycles of merging and rifting of continents. Crayons are generally found in the interiors of tectonic plates. And so it is within the fold of the tectonic plates that these cratons are found, apparently. And now you've got this astronomical timeline of billions and billions of years that's always tossed in, but the Argyle diamond mine, located in Australia, is a diamond mine located in the East Kimberley region. There you go again, in the East Kimberley region, in the remote north of Western Australia. Oh, we have so much to look at here. But I just wanted to take a look at all of the locations. And if you notice here, you have so many more: Canada, Island Arc of Japan, microdiamonds. There's so many. Here you have a bunch of diamonds. Okay, well, lamprophories are uncommon, small volume, ultra-potoasic igneous rocks, primarily occurring as dikes, no pun intended, lopoliths, laccoliths, stalks, and small intrusions, not unlike myself. They're alkaline silica under woof, woof, woof. So you get the idea. Kimberlites are also found in dikes and pipes with diameters that range from 75 meters to 1.5 kilometers. Wow. Fresh rock is dark bluish green into greenish gray, but after exposure rapidly turns brown and crumbles. And so my point once again has been made in that the location, here we have the Diavik mine on the island of, so it shows the actual Diavik mine here, and I just had it showing on Google Oit. However, this is various details. Kimberlite pipes can be difficult to find. They weather quickly within a few years after exposure and tend to have low topographic relief. So, right, the diamonds don't, though, in my humble opinion. And we were just looking into this area, but not in the lac de Grasse in the region of northern Canada. All right, now taking a look at just north of Lac de Grasse, Canada, to check out the diamond mines. Here we have them in the remote region north of Lac de Grasse, Canada, in the Northern Territories. And so here we have diamonds, and more diamonds. Apparently there are other mines here, and up a little further we see some more mining operations going on right up here in northern Canada. And so I will not reiterate, but once again, these are apparently where the kimberlites, or the tubes that are pushed up. Now, the curious concept of, once again, this is volcanic activity pushing up the tubes, the kimberlites tubes that occur in the Earth's crust in vertical structures known as kimberlite pipes, as well as igneous dikes. No offense. Volcano pipes are subterranean. So the xenoliths are the little dots there. And right, and so the kimberlite pipes, volcanic pipes, are composed of a deep, narrow cone, solidified magma, and are usually largely blah, blah, blah. And also the igneous dikes. A dike or dike in geological usage is a sheet of rock that is formed in a fracture in a pre-existing rock body. Dikes can be either magmatic or sedimentary in origin. Magmatic dikes form when magma flows into a crack and then solidifies as a sheet intrusion, either cutting across layers, etc. And so you can see on the right there how the magmatic dike forms. Curious. So in these areas we can find diamonds. So look for that kind of stuff, guys. Go ahead and look for the alluvial deposits and look for this type of looking rock here, and you'll be able to find the diamonds. Now I know it sounds ridiculous, and but it's true. I watched a movie on, or a special. I watched a special on granite and how granite forms, morphology and volcanology. Many kimberlite structures are emplaced as carrot-shaped vertical intrusions termed pipes. And this classic carrot shape is formed due to a complex intrusive process of kimberlitic magma, which inherits a large proportion of CO2, lower amounts of H2O, in the system, which produces a deep, explosive boiling stage that causes a significant amount of vertical flaring. Kimberlite classification is based on the recognition of differing rock facies, or facies. And there's Great Bear Lake. So, with that, I would like to thank you for watching this particular production on diamonds, on the grand success and wealth I have had on YouTube. Thank you for all of your subscriptions. And I will continue to bring up curious details that we find and go through your comments. I apologize for not going through enough comments today in today's production, but with everything going on in the music scene in my life, there are a few other bands that I am communicating with, and so I will bring those details up little by little as we survey and I convey the information from my haphazard universe. Thanks for playing. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll show you the locations of diamonds. Keep looking down. Keep looking around, and if you get around alluvial deposits, look for diamonds. They're not that tough to find. So, thanks for playing. We'll talk to you soon.